Road podcast, telling the stories of the South Texas racers from the past and present.
Hello, my name is James Parks, and welcome to the Thunder Road podcast. We're here at the Top Hat Signs and Design Studio. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Proline Fabrication, 112 Bodies, S&S Monuments, and of course, Top Hat Signs and Designs. If you or anyone you know would like to advertise on our show, please don't hesitate to send us an email. The email address is listed below. Today we'll be talking to Memphis Villarreal. The Villarreal family has been a big proponent of local racing in the Coastal Bend area. The family has raced for many years. Memphis's dad, his brother, his uncles, the whole family has been involved. Memphis is a chip off the old block. He's got a opportunity to race some dirt cars. He's got opportunity to race some asphalt cars, late model stuff, modified stuff. He's going to tell us his story today. He's going to tell us a little bit about how that came about. He's going to give us some insight on what he has going on. He has some really big news, and as a local racer, we need to support him. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like I said, your dad raced asphalt around this area for a long time, but tell us about you. How did you necessarily get involved? You're watching your dad race. You just kind of went from there?
Oh, yeah. So, just my brother and actually both my brothers were racing, and also my cousin was racing over at Central Texas Speedway when that place was open, and I had the chance to race an INX Bandolero.
So how old were you when you did that deal?
I believe 12. That was back in 2013.
So you were running Bandoleros at 12?
Yeah.
And then you just jumped right into like a super late model?
No, we actually got into an Allison Legacy car the year after that, and we won quite a bit of races that year. So.
And where was that at?
At Central Texas Speedway.
So that was in Kyle?
Yeah, and Houston. And then my dad thought it'd be a good idea to put me in a pro truck in the last race of the season. We did pretty good.
So how'd that work? Y'all just walked outside and boom, there was a pro truck?
Yeah, so my brother, Mark, was racing one at the time, and for some reason he couldn't go to the racetrack. And my dad's like, why don't you race it? So we changed the seat and stuff, and I still hang it over their heads today that I did better than he did. I finished on the lead lap.
It's the brotherly love right there.
Yeah.
So after the truck deal, where did that lead you?
Yeah, my dad thought it was a great idea to buy me a modified. So we did that. We ran decent. We kind of tore up a lot of stuff.
What kind of modified was it?
It was a left-hander chassis, the pro modifieds they run. So that I was kind of racing against, the best of the best. Bailey Curry was racing.
Yeah, but those guys make you who you are. You're only as good as who you race. And if you're racing against the best, it's going to make you the best.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of got thrown into there. Then midway through the season, we got a pro late model. So then once again, I was racing with Austin Self and Bailey Curry.
So when you say you got a pro late model, tell us how did that transition happen? Because the driveway's getting full with the truck and the dirt car and the Bandolero.
Yeah, so I'm sure we got rid of a lot of stuff, to get in the modified.
The sacrifice. So sacrifices that your family, sacrifices your dad made to get you where you're at. Family and friends, it's all of those sacrifices to get you to where you're at.
Yeah, so we did that. We did really good the first race. We ran second to Bailey Curry.
And where was that?
In Kyle, Texas. At Central Texas Speedway. And we ran the rest of the season in that. We did pretty good, for my first few races in one of those cars. So especially against some heavy competition.
So after that, you kind of met up with Max and joined that team with Max as well as doing the local dirt racing stuff?
Yeah, so after that, as a lot of people know, Central Texas Speedway closed down. So we had about a year off trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And the Pro Truck Series was kind of the biggest thing at the time. So we got rid of the late model and went Pro Truck Racing with Steven Davis. He's kind of like the guy over there in Alabama.
So he got you started in the truck
series? So he built us a truck, and everything was going good. We raced as much as possible because we had to travel to Florida or Alabama to race. So we did really good in that, and kind of took a lot of time off from asphalt racing. It was really expensive. Everything's expensive, but to run that was just crazy. So we went dirt racing and got into the sport mods or limited modifieds.
I think you got a sport mod feature win, if I remember right. First or second rattle out of the box, you won the show.
Yeah, so we had a really good car from 89 Motorsports. Stevie put together a really good car for us. That was really fun.
That's cool. I remember that night. But no, the 89 Motorsports group, they are a group to be reckoned with. They put together great equipment, but at the same time, you had to wheel that car. So don't cut yourself short on that deal. So after the sport mod feature win, you won the sport mod race, your second time out.
Yep.
I don't think y'all kept that car very long. I think y'all sold it.
I raced it for a while. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Really bad.
You wrecked it really bad. All right, let's talk about that. Did you ever get in the way and get up on the wall and roll over in front of everybody?
Almost.
All right.
Yeah, no, I won't go into too many details how that happened, but
Did you have help?
No, I was probably trying to help somebody else, get into the
keeping it
fence.
real.
Yeah,
keeping it real.
I'm gonna be completely honest there. Probably,
Hey, that's all right. That's what this podcast is about, getting the stories out there.
Was just trying to return the favor, and it didn't work out.
Did you get a fine? Were you ever fined?
No, I think the car being almost junk was our fine.
You learned your lesson.
Yeah, no.
All right, so after the sport mod deal, you won the feature. You rattled some cages apparently, yours and others. It sounds like that's all right. Where did you go from there?
We had a brand new factory stock sitting there in the shop, and after I tore up that car, they thought it'd be a great idea to put me in it. So.
Something with fenders.
Yeah, so we did that, and we ran.
It's always best to put a guy that's going to tear some shit up in something with fenders.
Yeah, so we went to Edna the next weekend, and I passed Dalton Faulkner, and I was like, man, I'm pretty good at this because, at the time, he still was really good, but at that time, he was winning everything. I passed him, and he passed me right back. I ran second.
No, anywhere Dalton goes, he's fast. You guys have had some run-ins. I don't know where y'all stand on that now, but when you guys are there, it's always something to watch, because if those two cars are anywhere close, it's going to be a show.
Oh yeah, no, he's a pretty good guy. I have him on Snapchat now, so I think we're pretty good friends.
I don't even have Snapchat, so I don't even know what that is.
No, he's a tough competitor, but we just race hard.
So tell us a little bit about your factory stock deal. I'm a big destroyer guy. Daryl Campbell's my guy. I know you got your guy. Who is your guy? Who do you guys use on your factory stock stuff?
Ryan Powers. He's out of Cannondale, Texas. He's
right down the road from Daryl.
Yeah.
Might be looking at some photos.
Yeah.
Might be doing.
Or Daryl might be looking at photos.
Daryl's old, man. He's like me. I don't know that he does a whole lot of technology unless it's a Polaroid.
No, he builds some really good cars. He don't build very many of them.
No, Ryan Powers. His name is known across the state of Texas. He is out of the Cannondale area. He does build some very fast hot rods, does some very nice work, some very nice equipment.
Yeah.
And you guys are huge for him. You guys winning races, you guys putting on a show, you guys, as we said, keeping it real.
Yep.
Keeping his name out there, keeping that, as they call the Dirty 30, the black car in the limelight, like keeping that stuff out there. I'm just busting your balls, but you already know. It's nothing you don't know.
Yeah, no, he builds some really great products for us. He helps me out a whole lot. Me and him go back and forth on setup ideas and stuff quite a bit. So, he's told me some things to do, and he's really helped me out a lot and learn a lot about these cars.
You care to pass any of that stuff on to any of the listeners, racing factory stocks, maybe some chassis tips, some lessons from Memphis here?
Maybe a small fee,
Maybe a small fee. Well,
yeah.
Get in contact with the podcast page, and we'll fix you up and get in a hold of some speed secrets, some tech secrets from Memphis here.
Yeah, maybe another episode.
Maybe we'll have a whole episode for that. So tell us about some of your accomplishments. Tell us some of the things you've done. I know you've been following the asphalt circuit as well as racing locally. You're always a competitor on the local level. I actually call you Memphis Villarreal because you do keep it real. I mean, you're going to put on a show. You're going to be a competitor wherever you go. Tell us about some of the accomplishments. Tell us about some of the races. Tell us about some of your adventures. But also tell us about what you have going on for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, recently in the last few years, asphalt racing, it's a lot more expensive than, the stuff we do here, dirt racing. So I've been working with a lot of different teams, specifically Max over in McAllen. I'm just trying to work to get opportunities to race and race whatever I can.
So tell us what Max does. What does Max do?
Yeah, so he has a development team. He gets drivers from Mexico or wherever. Right now, he has drivers from all over the country and the world, basically. From different parts of the world. So he kind of develops them and helps them get their foot in the door here in the States. And I was lucky enough to be a part of his team.
So are you helping those guys with setups and advice on what to do? I mean, you've got a lot of laps under your belt. How are you helping Max's program and helping those guys as well as he is helping you?
Yeah. I still work for him, off and on. So I'm working on the cars, and it's definitely a learning curve. He's helped me develop, working on race cars and making my own stuff better. So it's just I've been trying to grind as much as possible, and luckily other people have seen me do that. Has led other opportunities for me to race for Sotex Motorsports and stuff.
What do you think one of the biggest things you've learned in working with Max in that development program? What is one of the biggest things that you've learned in that situation?
Oh yeah. Just hard work makes every little difference you can make in a race car. Just having, good stuff, the top of the line stuff, all that stuff goes together really good whenever everything is done right. So, he's helped me do that and, do stuff the right way.
So going by what I've read on the internet, looks like you've run some truck races at Mobile, at Houston. Where else have you run that deal at?
Yeah, I've ran some over in Pensacola. That's about the only 3 tracks they run, so that's a really competitive series, more like a spec series, like motors and parts wise.
So is it you and JD, just you doing that deal? Like how does that situation work?
Yeah, JD's been employed with Max too. Now he works for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck team I'm going to be racing for. So a lot of hard work goes into that stuff.
Cool deal. So y'all have both basically moved away. You've left the nest, I guess, as they say. You've moved off to follow your dream. And as I was talking to you earlier, you're kind of leaving your family behind. You got your new fiance. This is a big venture for you. What do you do now to make sure that you can instill, or what do you need to do now to instill that you can follow that dream? This is a huge deal. Not everybody gets this opportunity.
Oh yeah, we're just working hard. I hope all this time away from everything and everyone, sacrificing all this works out at the end of the road. So just working hard every day whenever we're over there and trying to make a relationship with different people and trying to create more opportunities for myself.
So you got some super late model experience. You got some pro late model experience. I'm not a huge asphalt guy, but those sound like huge undertakings. What do you feel was the straw that broke the camel's back? What do you feel like was the thing that got G2G to be interested in you?
Oh yeah, I think it's just the same thing that I do with Max. We just working hard, and I could bring working in the shop to the table, and even at the racetrack when I'm not racing. So. A lot of money goes into that type of racing and stuff. So, and there's drivers out there that just show up and race and have nothing to do with it. So,
tell us a little bit about the G2G deal. So, what does your schedule look like? What opportunities do you have ahead of you?
So far we have Martinsville and hopefully Kansas after that. Everything takes a lot to lock in these races and all that. So far I think we have 6 races or 7 races that we're doing for sure. It's just figuring out when and where. So, but Martinsville, April 14th will be the first race we do, and I'm looking forward to that. I think
you're going to be on TV in front of the world and everybody. I mean, right now we're breaking the ice, getting you on the podcast, kind of getting you a little feeler of it. But then you're going to be out in the wild, as they say. You're going to be out there in front of everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different. Race on different types of races where there's a lot of people watching, but that being on national TV, it's going to be different. You're going to want to perform on the highest you can.
Well, good deal. Good to have you. We wish you the best of luck. Here's the deal, guys. Love him or hate him, Memphis is here. Memphis puts on a show wherever he goes. Honestly, the kid is just driving his heart out. He's got to put everything on the line every lap to get his name out there. That's why I say love him or hate him. You got to give the kid credit. He's trying. He puts the hours in. He's made the effort. He's made the commitment. And I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully this deal works out for you.
Oh, yeah. If not, I'll be here back dirt racing something. So
some of the competitors may not like that. But as I said, you keep it real. So.
Oh, yeah.
As a checkered flag flies on this episode, I'd like to take the time to thank our guest, Memphis Villarreal, taking time out of his busy schedule. He came here. He talked to us on our podcast, and he kept it real. As well as I'd like to thank our sponsors, Top Hat Signs and Designs, ProLand Fabrication, 112 Bodies, and S&S Monuments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for tuning in.